Hey guys, this is Mia, and I'm going to be doing the I Draw My Life tag in response to PJ as in Kick the PJ and Phil as in Amazing Phil. At first I didn't want to do this because I thought the idea of drawing my life was insane, but my friend convinced me to do it, and so here I am. I actually didn't know where to start because where are you going to start when you're trying to draw your entire life so far? So, like PJ, I started with my earliest memories, and they involve three of my childhood friends, Sarah, Lucy, and Noah. And I've known the three of them forever, I just don't remember how I met any of them. I'd like to think that Noah was the one who got me into drawing, though, because he always used to draw these comics when we were younger, and I'd see them and think, wow, I wish I could do that. Lucy was my partner in crime. We were never without the other, so a lot of people actually thought we were sisters because we also looked decently alike. Sarah is more like my older sister or motherly figure because she's always there when I need help for homework or projects or any time of a question or I don't understand anything. And my earliest memory kind of involves the preschool that I met Lucy and Sarah at. And it was around the time when snapping turtles come out, so as I was leaving the school building, snapping turtles had actually lined the sidewalk, and for a kid my age, it was really scary, but it was also really cool. During my entire life, I've always had my mom, my dad, and my older brother, and I've always been really grateful for my parents because they've always been really supportive of my music and my art and anything I've wanted to try doing, whether it's trying to learn a new dish for dinner or trying to figure out how to do my laundry. So I'm really glad that they're there for me. As for my older brother, we've always been really good friends, and he's always helped me with school as well as other things, and he's always taught me how to do things I didn't understand how to do, like photography, and I always have looked up to him, especially because he's way taller than me. Growing up, we had this cat named Nimbus, and we named him after cumulonimbus clouds that were like big, gray, and fluffy. He was my other best friend because I used to tell him everything, even if he couldn't understand me. I was kind of strange like that. But at first we actually didn't get along, but then everything was okay because I think he learned how to tolerate me. However, he died when I was young. Another part of my childhood that I vividly remember is the fact that I listened to a lot of music. When I was younger, my parents used to work in this little office room that they had, and while they worked, they'd listen to music. And because I sat in the back of the room while I was drawing or painting, I listened to the music as well. And I really just liked it a lot. I mean, we listened to Maroon 5 or Michael Jackson, and I would get up and dance or I'd sing along. And I think what also really helped is that my parents encouraged my singing. They'd sing along with me or they'd play music that I liked and that they knew I'd sing along to. During my elementary to middle school years, I was kind of a weird and awkward kid. But I had a lot of fun and I made a lot of friends. In fact, one memory that sticks out to me was the fact that I met one of my best friends on the bus. We live in the same neighborhood, and up until that point, we hadn't really talked to each other until one day we sat next to each other, and just like that, we decided to be friends. Her name is Julie, and she's really super cool, and I'm really glad we met because we have a ton of things in common now, and she's still one of my best friends to this day. And that's Julie. Another thing that made me really strange was the fact that I believed in third eye. I don't even know where the idea came from, but I believe there's this invisible eye between your eyebrows called your third eye, and if you had one, you could see dead people and spirits and stuff. It was really creepy, and obviously it's not true. Now, fast forward a few years to 4th grade. It wasn't really the grade itself that stuck out to me, but more of what I did that year. And what I did was I went to the Philippines. My parents are Filipino, which makes me Filipino, but I don't speak the language at all because my parents never taught me. And before then, I never really remembered any trip because the only trip I'd gone on before then was one when I was a baby. Now, I can't draw the Philippines, but we went and I had a really good time and I reconnected with my cousins and my family. And when we went there, we saw a lot of poverty and shanty towns, and there's a lot of stray cats and dogs. And when I saw it, I really wanted to do something, but at the time I didn't know what, but I kept that idea in my mind. Skip 5th grade, and now we're on to 6th grade. In my state, this is the year when you switch schools, so now I'm up to a different school, which means a different music teacher, and this music teacher's name is Mr. Murray, and he had such a love and passion for music that it rubbed off on me, and within that year, my love of music went way up. And he also encouraged me to try to learn piano again because recently I had quit lessons because I didn't really like it. but he made me take it up again, and I'm really glad he did. Also that year, I sang in the chorus, and I enjoyed that a lot too, and so it kind of just made my love of music grow so much more than it already had, and yeah, by this point I had glasses. And 7th grade! It was a huge year, and I don't even know why. It just, a lot of things happened. And I guess I'll just start off by saying that I went to the Philippines the year before, and I had a lot of fun visiting my family again, but at the same time, I also remembered the fact that I wanted to help people, and I still didn't know how to do that. Luckily, in 7th grade, I had a teacher named Mr. Fernandez, and he knew exactly what to do. He shared the passion of wanting to help others, and he did this by teaching at schools, and also taking a group of kids to Peru to help remote villages in Peru. And he was such an awesome teacher, and he was so enthusiastic about it. He had this idea that if we all gathered little cents and coins from around the house and we added it all together, we get money to help others. And he actually did a really good job of gathering the money and getting enough to help people. Later that year, I also developed a love for photography. I found the idea of being able to capture moments intriguing, and I loved it, and my brother picked it up too, and so we've been taking photos together. And 7th grade, I also met a lot of people. First off, I met my English teacher, Mr. Micus. Not only did she help me with my love of poetry and short stories and sharing my poetry and short stories, she also supports what she likes to call my creative endeavors. So she was such a supportive person in that period of my life, and I'm really thankful to her for that. We still keep in touch to this day. Another person I met that year was Libby, and she's one of my best friends, and she's just really such a positive person in my life, and she makes me laugh, and I'm just really glad I met her. Another person I met that year was Eric, and he's just taught me how to be more confident, and I'm really thankful to him for it. He's still one of my good friends today. That year, I also met this guy named Cal, and he was just really creative, and he loved photography, and he could solve a Rubik's Cube so fast, so we became really good friends too. I think I also met Evan this year, and he's just a really talented musician, and he's also a songwriter, and he just inspires me to this day. And this year I also picked up guitar thanks to Mr. Murray yet again, and it's just been a passion of mine ever since, and I've also started songwriting myself thanks to Evan, so I'm really glad I picked up guitar. I also fell in love with speaking French because I took the class, and I'm still taking that class today. 8th grade. Now, not a lot happened this year, but one significant thing did happen this year, and that was the fact that Cal and I started dating. And we dated for a while, and then we decided to break it off. And it's fine, we're still really good friends now. However, he did teach me that the world we live in has so many possibilities, and it just kind of opened my eyes, and I'm really thankful to him for that. He also introduced me to Doctor Who, and ever since then, I've been wasting so much time on BBC shows. I also watch Sherlock and Merlin, and I just love the shows. They're just awesome. Later that year, Mr. Murray invited me to be in the pit band that year for the school's musical, and that really impacted my life because I didn't think I was that good of a musician until he invited me. And the little face I just drew was our pit band's mascot named Pistachio. It also deepened my love for musicals such as Wicked and Les Mis, and I have not stopped listening to that music since. Also, later that year, I auditioned for the high school a cappella groups because I knew I was going to be interested in it anyway. I was really nervous and I prepared for a really long time, but eventually I did get in, and I was really happy because I was in freshman year. And now on to freshman year, and aka now. And like I said before, I've been spending a lot of time with the a cappella group I got into. We're called the Muses. Our uniform is a black dress and red high heels. And I love them because they make me see music in a way I didn't think of it before, which is all voices and no instruments. So I really love that. I still play guitar and I still play piano, and I've actually been songwriting a lot more recently. Except nothing's turned out too great. I'm still waiting for one song that I'm really confident with because I really think it's great. Also, this year I've made an effort to make more friends because I looked back on previous years and I thought about all the people I've lost, and I don't think we realize how little time we have with each other until people are gone. And so I've made a lot more friends, and I'm really happy because I'm surrounded by people who love the same things as me and who have a passion and inspire me every day. I've also been trying to do a lot more art recently because I've kind of let that go over the years, and I'm trying to get back into it. So this is one day I did it. So thanks for watching. I'm glad that you stayed with me on this journey this far, and I hope my drawings weren't too terrible, and I hope you could understand me. Bye!